Alright, what's up guys? This is Chris and Matt with BYA Fishing. We just got off the water here. Today's video we're going to show you, we did the mystery tackle box challenge by FlukeMaster. If you guys don't know what this challenge is, what it is essentially is FlukeMaster made it to where he had to bust open his mystery tackle box and then catch one fish on every single lure. And then you post the video whether it was a fail or a complete success, just showing, you know, how you rigged your stuff and what kind of difficulties you came encounter with throughout the day. But we divided it into two here to where I had to, you know, or I guess we multiplied it by two. I had to catch a fish on every single lure and Matt had to catch a fish on every single lure. And that's what you guys are going to see in this video today, whether it was, you know, a complete fail or a complete success. But we're going to show you exactly what we got and what we had to fish with today.
Alright, so first off, they give you a little card about what's in your box and what's up, like all the details about it. From what we got a, I mean, it shows pricings and everything. For like our priciest item was the Dahlberg Diaphragm. It's made by Rivers to Sea. You can see right here. Has a little like bill at the top. It's kind of like a hook guard. Also, it allows it to dive. I mean, it's really realistic, and I'm sure, I mean, you could definitely have some good success with this bait. The next thing is a spinnerbait by a Culprit right here. It's, what is it, like a 1/4 ounce? It's like a 1/4 ounce. It's really light, but it definitely can catch some fish with this thing. It's made from yeah, it's Culprit. What's next is the Biospawn. These worms are a little interesting to us. I mean, we've never seen anything like these. They are coated with a bioscent, and they have rivets all up and down the worm. It's kind of like, I mean, I guess it's something like a Cinco or something. Wacky rig it. Definitely get some fish with that. I mean, of course, you got some terminal tackle. Got some hooks. Got some these X-Sight baits. These are definitely something we would definitely buy. Nice little flipping, whatever you drop shot, whatever you want to use with those.
Little crawdad.
And the last one we got was the KVD Strike King Perfect Plastics. Little 6-inch worms, something we would definitely use for drop shotting. We like drop shotting. So, what else do you got to say, Chris?
That's it. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys comment, rate, subscribe, and watch the entire video and see how our day went and how the challenge went. All right, guys.
Enjoy.
Mystery tackle box challenge, guys. Alright guys, Chris and Matt with BYA Fishing, obviously, but I've caught two fish so far, one on the spinnerbait. I don't know who makes it, and then I caught one on the Kevin Van Dam worm on the drop shot, and I just tied on like a little crawdad on the drop shot. Gonna try and catch it with that, so I got two down so far. Matt's having it a little rough right now.
Nothing yet. I've been using the Dahlberg River to Sea frog, and I mean, I've gotten like one hit, but I mean, other than that, I mean, no luck. So I'm gonna switch to that spinnerbait, see if I can catch one. Alright guys, back with you.
Alright guys, I don't know if you guys just saw that, or I'm sure you did, but my first cast with the crawdad on the drop shot, got a fish right away, like right on the drop, and we broke off on him. Spawn.
Alright guys, so this is Chris and Matt. We just got off the water. Hope you guys enjoyed this video so far. Now we're going to show you exactly how we used our baits we got in mystery tackle box and how we rigged it up. So first off, I started the morning off with the Dahlberg diving frog. I mean, I definitely could have executed this a little better, but they definitely got a lot of hits, got some tail slaps, even got like around a 4-pounder jumping out of the water. He missed it though. But so I definitely had to switch it up, and I went to the spinnerbait. I caught that one off pretty soon, and then right after that spinnerbait, I went back for the Dahlberg diving frog, and I could not get any hits at all. It was too hot. I mean, it's like 100 degrees out here, and it's not even late. But what would you use, Chris?
I almost completed the challenge today, guys. Matt had a real struggle. I had to struggle myself, obviously. You know, it was real. We were talking throughout the day. It was just real frustrating that you know, we had to use these baits,
and we knew that other baits we had in our tackle box could have definitely caught these fish.
Yeah,
but
these fish were moving around. You know,
we had some schooling.
They're starting to school up a little. It seems like where we're fishing, and they're moving. They're very active, and we felt like swim baits probably could have caught them, but we obviously had to use this stuff. But I started the morning off with this the spinnerbait by Culprit. I got a fish like right off the bat, you know, what, probably like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes in.
Threw it up by a little weed, and just got a fish. And right when he got to the boat, I flipped him in the boat, and I was trying to grab him, and he just fell into the water. So I kept fishing with it. You know, we were like, all right, we're not gonna count that. You know, I
had plenty of left of daytime.
Yeah, we had plenty of daytime left. We're gonna try and get this challenge done. Probably about 15 minutes later, hooked back up on the spinnerbait, caught a nice little fish, released him, and then I went right to, we had a drop shot tied on, and this worm by Kevin Van Dam, the Perfect Plastics with coffee scent. I don't even, what is this called? I don't even know what it's called, but it's by Kevin Van Dam. It's this little worm we showed you guys in the beginning of the video. I put it on the drop shot and just hooked it through the nose here, and I knew that this tail would kind of float, because as you can see, you know, it's hollow up here, so I knew it'd float. It only took me another 10 minutes to get on a fish. Caught a fish with that. Not a bad little fish, but caught him.
And right off the bat, he decided to use these Excite crawl baits.
Then I went right to the crawl bait. I was like, look, I'm gonna throw this on the drop shot. You know, it's a perfect little bait, real tiny little crawdad. They can fit it in their mouths.
First cast.
First cast, I hooked it right through the nose, and then I knew these things would, the claws would float down, and you know,
flutter really nice.
Yeah, just create a lot of action right off the bat. You know, I'm like, look, I'm gonna catch a fish right here, and Matt's like having kind of a frustrating day because he missed a couple fish with that frog, and Matt's like, yeah, whatever. I hooked up on a real nice fish, and I was like, oh man, I got a fish, and he's like, no, you don't have a fish. And then obviously, you know, he knew I had a fish.
He was right under the boat. We were sitting on a hydrilla patch. I mean, if we were farther out, I'm sure we'd have definitely landed that fish, but he dove right into the hydrilla. I mean, we tried working him out, but
the line just snapped.
Yeah, I could see I saw his back, and as soon as I saw that, it popped off, and I saw him swim away. It was depressing. But
yeah, so it was depressing, and we didn't have any more drop shot rigs, so we were kind of, you know,
what to do now?
Yeah, depressed about that. But so I was like, dang, that sucks. So I put this back on, fish with it a little more weedless. Didn't get any bites. So then I was like, all right, let me try this biospawn worm, and I was really confused. I mean, this thing is just,
we hooked it Carolina. I mean,
it was just weird. Like,
it had no action, to be honest.
It didn't move. To be honest, I'm just telling you my honest opinion. It didn't move. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna wacky rig it just to give it, you know, some action. And caught a fish like in 5-10 minutes. I was working at wacky style and didn't get any bites. And what happened was I casted it back out there, and it was just kind of sitting there. Obviously, I was bouncing it. And then Matt started to move the boat, and right when he started moving the boat, fish hit it. And that was kind of, you know, my key to success today was luck. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean he started, and after the biospawn, he started using this Excite bait again, the little crawdad, and he got plenty of hits. I mean, we had 3 or 4 in the bag, and we're left with 1 because, I mean, it's pretty much like short strikes. I mean, they would have it in their mouth, but only like the pinchers.
Yeah,
and
so
he'd set the hook, and I mean, they'd come up with just the middle part of the crawdad.
I had multiple chances. Here, grab that one crawdad out of there.
Where's it at?
I had multiple chances today to catch one on the crawdad, and then all I'd have to do is catch it on the frog, and it's not in there. I did not catch anything on this crawdad. I mean, I had so many hits. I mean,
you even had one hooked up that was literally like a foot away from the boat,
but you know, that's a part of the challenge, guys. I tried this frog. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like it. It just wasn't my style of fishing. It's really realistic, guys. It has a lot of good action in the water. It's just a slow frog. You gotta fish it really slow. We learned you just can't swim it across the top.
Once it dives under, I mean, that's all the action it can do. So you just gotta dive it and then let it come up to the surface. So I mean, we like horny toads, get a lot of action in the water. I mean, even spro frogs that can pop. But I mean, other than that, it was a good learning experience.
That's the end of this video, guys. You know, I hope you guys liked how we did the challenge, but it was a real struggle, I'm not gonna lie, and it just got really, really hot out. We probably could have kept going because the wind's really low, but it's just really hot out. We decided to call it a day. Hope you guys like this video.
Like, rate, and subscribe.